Hello everybody and welcome to the second edition of the 2017 Ask the Critics. I am Rob.
I am Justin.
And he's from Dust Productions, so thank you again for coming back to doing the second video. And for those of you that are just tuning in, throughout the month of June, Justin and I are doing Ask the Critics, where we ask you, our viewers and subscribers, to give us questions and we answer them for you. So far the first video seemed to be very successful, so we're continuing on. And if you guys haven't asked a question yet and you'd like to, post it in the comment box below. So we got 3 brand new questions, so let's get started then. Alright, well, our first question comes from Colleen Zana. What did you think of Wonder Woman? Well, I'll put my review up at the end of the video and in the comment box, but I really liked the new Wonder Woman with that's in the DC Cinematic Universe with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. So far, I think it's the best entry in the DC Cinematic Universe. I think one of the things I liked about it was we got just enough backstory to help with character development. Sometimes, like I mentioned in that video, with character development, sometimes in both Marvel superhero movies or DC or any superhero, sometimes you either get not enough or you spend too much time and it eats up running time and it ends up feeling, all over the place. But this one I thought was just right. I thought Gal Gadot was much better here as Wonder Woman because it's her own film. I liked her acting a lot here. Like when her character goes to, leaves her island and goes with Steve to fight with him in World War I, she sees all this 1910 culture she's never seen before, and she has really wonderful reactions. She does her emotions very well. Even though it's a darker tone movie, there's some great humor here nonetheless, and it's a great visual looking movie and stuff. So if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend it. I know some people have said they've gotten burned on Batman vs. Superman or Man of Steel or Suicide Squad. This, I think, is worth it, and it renewed my faith in the DC Cinematic Universe, and I can't wait to see Justice League. I know you don't have an opinion on that, do you?
I don't like DC. The trailer looked okay, but I'm Marvel. I don't really like DC. Sorry.
Okay, I tried to convince him to come and see it, and he wouldn't go, so he's missing out on a good movie. Our next question comes from Tevya Smalka. Question. What is your guys' opinion on the upcoming Blade Runner movie? Do you think it's going to be good or a waste of time? Justin?
I don't know anything about Blade Runner.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure either now. Tevya, I do apologize. And every die-hard cinematic fan, I have never seen any cut of Blade Runner. I know I'm going to get bombarded with a lot of flaws and stuff. But honestly, I think sequels and reboots to a series of films that are decades old, sometimes it can be hard to, in my opinion, it can be hit and miss. Sometimes...
Yeah, like Ghostbusters missed.
Yeah, or recently, a few years ago, they tried to make a sequel with Vacation, and, Vacation's a very popular comedy series from the 80s, and the new one just didn't do as well. Star Wars did well because it's got a big fan base. I guess it depends on the big fan base.
There was another movie that a lot of people didn't know there's a sequel to. Did you know that there's a sequel to Titanic?
No, I did not.
There's a Titanic 2. You can find it on Netflix, and it is god-awful.
Did you know there's a sequel to Donnie Darko?
No.
Oh, there is. I think it's called S. Darko or something.
But yeah.
But based on what I've seen of the trailer, I have seen the trailer, it does look intriguing, and when it gets closer, I'll probably go back and watch all 3 cuts of Blade Runner. I know some people said that Ridley Scott's final cut is the definitive one, but I'll probably give the other 2 a check. So basically, Tevya, it looks interesting. I'll probably check it out. I don't know if you will.
I don't know. Maybe we could have a movie night.
Oh, good. We'll do a big marathon. All right, now our third and final question comes from our buddy Daniel Janik. Is there any movie that you both want to see or separate that's coming out soon? What do you guys recommend on buying to watch over at home and why? Okay, well, let's answer his first question about movies we want to see together. You mentioned Thor?
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok looks good. I'm not, like we were talking earlier, and he's not big into the Thor movies, and neither am I. But this one looks really good because the Hulk's in it, and it looks like a lot of we're gonna see something about the Infinity Stones. So this Thor movie has to do with the upcoming Avengers Infinity War, so it's important to watch this one. And of course, Spider-Man Homecoming, which is it looks like a great movie. We got Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man in it, and it just looks great, and I'm just excited for it. I'm counting down the days to see Spider-Man.
Yeah, and we also talked about Justice League. I think I managed to convince him to come give this a shot. So when it comes out in November, since I'm coming with you to see Thor and Spider-Man, you have to come with me and see Justice League then.
Yeah, I'll have a few drinks before I go.
Yeah, yeah. Other movies I might watch on my own is I'm interested in seeing Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets. I mean, I don't know its source material well, but the trailers look interesting, and I see some underlying relevant message in from what I've seen in the trailers. Is there any movies you're going to check out on your own?
I mean, I really haven't thought a whole lot about it. I just basically, like, I surf the net, and if I'll check out different movies on Netflix and on the internet and see, like, you know, like if you look on the internet at movies that you like, it'll show like recommended movies that it thinks you'll like. And so that's basically what I do. That's how I found Titanic too, which was god awful. But anyway, but that's what I plan on doing. I'm old school, so I watch old school movies, like from the late '90s, early 2000s. Did you ever see a movie called Set It Off?
No, I have not.
That's a good movie. I like the original like Independence Day movies and Don't Be a Menace. You ever see that?
That one I haven't heard of, no.
Oh God. Don't Be a Menace, and then Menace to Society, and just cool movies like that, and Men in Black.
Oh yeah.
Old school, you know, like I like a lot of old stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Well, Dan, when I read your question, I realized that we'd be here like all day. There isn't like a top 10 list of movies I recommend. There's like a bunch of them depending on tastes and categories and decades and stuff. So I cut it down a little bit. But that would be a good video. What?
Did you watch that Catwoman movie I lent you?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Well, and then you have to watch it before the next video. And when we do the next questions and answers, you're gonna give me your take on Catwoman real quick, like a 3-minute take on it.
Yeah, because you said you actually liked it or something like that.
Yeah, so
You're talking about the Halle Berry movie.
Yeah, so we'll do that in the next video.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna breeze through this, and again, this is depending on taste. One movie I would definitely recommend is Hell or High Water. It came out a year or two ago. It's a good action movie where Chris Pine and I think Ben Foster play brothers who rob banks, and Jeff Bridges is the sheriff that's after them. I thought it was a very unpredictable movie. I didn't know what was coming. I really loved it. Recommend it. Another one I'd recommend is from 1976. It's called The Last Tycoon. It's based on F. Scott Fitzgerald's unfinished novel, and I love. It's set in the 1930s in Hollywood, where this hardworking executive is fighting with other studio executives because he likes to take risks, and the other executives, question him on, spending money or other things. It's a really wonderful movie where things aren't spelt out. You have to listen to the characters' actions and in order to what they're thinking and pay attention to the dialogue. I know F. Scott Fitzgerald is not everybody's taste, but I liked this movie very much. I recommend the Sherlock Holmes Basil Rathbone Nigel Bruce series from 1939-1946. It's a series of 14 movies. They're in black and white. Heaven forbid! But some are better than others, but I highly recommend that. I also recommend, for more recent movies, The Dark Knight, Logan, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Some old school movies, I recommend The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. It's a silent movie from 1919. It's the first silent movie I've ever seen. It deals with madness, and it's another movie that's unpredictable, that you don't know what's coming. Man for All Seasons I reviewed about St. Thomas. It's a wonderful costume historical drama about St. Thomas More and how he had to choose between his king and his faith. Great movie. Ex Machina, it came out a couple of years ago, science fiction movie about, those movies. I know some people are like, replacing humans with robots and having them do our work and stuff like that, and people have said it's been done before. Great movie, highly recommend it. And Mulholland Drive I recommend, and for a good family film I recommend Paddington the Bear. And for horror movies, I recommend a movie called The Changeling. I did a review on that if you want to look for it. That one came out in 1980 and starred George C. Scott as a music professor who rents a house that's 100 years old. And after moving in, he has some very strange occurrences and noises, hidden rooms, and a spiritual presence. This was one of the very few horror movies where after I watched it, I still had chills. Again, I did not see what was coming. Sometimes with horror movies, you got the formula down and you know what's coming. not with this movie. I didn't know what was coming. There were so many great twists and turns. You know, I highly recommend that to you if you haven't seen it yet. Have you seen it?
No.
No. Okay, I'm not talking about the Angelina Jolie movie. I'm talking about this old 1980s movie. Highly recommended. And finally, I would say just about anything from Martin Scorsese. Like, I was going to recommend Wolf of Wall Street, but I know some people are like, oh, why do you want to make a movie that glorifies bad guys and stuff? But I think it's a good movie about, like a lot of other movies where it's about the rise of somebody and then the downfall that follows it, and it's like a learning experience for me. So those are just a ton of movies I would highly recommend. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Justin, anything else you want to add?
As far as TV shows, I recommend watching the TV show Supernatural, because it's one of my favorite shows. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4 is absolutely amazing, but you got to watch it from the beginning to understand anything. That's pretty much it as far as like TV shows or Netflix shows or anything like that.
Yeah. I don't know, TV shows, I haven't, the last one I was really committed to was Sleepy Hollow. That one was good, but I stopped watching it because I'm busy. I don't have time to watch TV like I used to. But classic shows, I recommend the classic Doctor Who. I know it's like 26 years of stories and you may not know where the hell to begin, but I'm sure if you Google around, there's a lot of recommendations of stories where you can get a taste of each actor who played the part. The original Star Trek. And recently, Adam West, who played Batman on the 1966 Batman show, passed away, which shocked me. He was my first Batman. A while ago, the TV show finally came out on DVD. Granted, some episodes are better than others. I think the first season's the best because it's like still retains a touch of darkness while veering into a little bit of comedy, and that kind of got lost, I think, as the second season went on. But that one, give it a look. It's not Michael Keaton Batman or Christopher Nolan Batman, but it's a nice series, and that introduced me to the Batman character. All right, well, that's it for this edition of Ask the Critics. We got a couple more weeks to go, so please post your comments in the comment box, questions you'd like us to answer for these next few videos.
Yep, and then we'll put another video out as soon as we get enough questions. Also, really quick, I haven't been doing anything on my channel the past few weeks because my computer crashed and I lost all my footage. But I will have a video up on Dust Productions next week. And we'll put a link to my next video in the comments of this one.
Yep, and I'll put a little image on the end, at the title card at the end. So
yep.
Thank you very much for those of you that sent us in questions. Keep sending them in. We enjoy doing these videos. And if you're interested, come check out either of our pages and look at our other videos and consider being a subscriber if you haven't yet. So thank you very much for watching.
And we'll see you guys next time.